as in Kim Fitzpatrick, who is a nurse, and she's been using these products for many years now, and the results that have come through with her and her customers are simply amazing. So what Kim's going to do tonight is go through a presentation, and if you have any questions, you can write them down, and we will be having question and answer afterwards. You can actually put them in the chat group there, or just save them for later, and Kim and I will answer those, and perhaps anybody else who might want to, Susanna. So, yes, it is going to be a real enlightening for most of the people on the call tonight, because people do not have to walk around going through menopause, and even grumpy old men don't have to either, which Kim will really cover tonight. So without further ado, Kim Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Pauline. That's lovely. And I know you're going to enjoy this tonight. This is our most popular event. We'll call it an event. Now, yes, thank you, all you wonderful people. I have clicked record. You are all fantastic reminders. Goodness me. So what I'm just going to do now is mute everybody, and then there is an unmute button. Pauline, if you wanted to, you know where it is, but I just need to mute everybody now, if that's okay, because we just get better, no feedback, so bear with me. And for 20 minutes I'm going to talk to myself. That's what it feels like. But I know you're all sitting there in the comfort of your lounge room, and we'll pretend we're all at a little session somewhere there's somebody in Dubai here even. So let's all pretend we're in a little room, and we're going to talk about hormone health, and you're going to love this. And it's my pet. I love talking about hormone health. And I do hope that you get the message tonight of how to balance your hormones naturally. So you don't want to be that lady eating the block of chocolate. So this is a brand new PowerPoint for those that have seen this about 50,000 times, not quite. So I've fixed it up just for all the guests and everybody on tonight, so I can't wait to share it with you. So just a tiny bit on me, because I could take up a whole half hour talking about all the results I've had. But this webinar, we do this in person, and we also, as in, a room full of men and women, but we also do it as a webinar around the world, we can say tonight. We would love to whip over to Dubai, we'd love to whip over to Queensland, Adelaide, but this is a great, fantastic way to connect, and everybody can be on. So the big message here is this is a hormone talk, and you're going to get the message that hormones run the bodies, not just women's bodies. So it's not just for girls. And years ago, my friend helped me. 12 years ago, nearly in August, I was not even thinking that there was anything wrong with me. I was just tired. I didn't think it was strange to be on the couch at 11 o'clock in the morning with the kids running around me. I've got 4 kids. I just thought that was normal. I just thought I was a normal, tired mum with kids that were a bit ratty, didn't really think anything of it. Luckily, a friend of mine, Wendy, she's another midwife, and everyone who knows Wendy knows this is a true story, but I was a very sceptical lady and didn't believe a charged midwife who was in my lounge room sharing with me about, she didn't actually touch on hormones, she was quite tactful. She probably would have liked to have said, you are very hormonal, that picture of that lady's T-shirt there, I should have worn it really, but it's not just, great, I didn't have a great cycle. My hair was falling out. I had a face full of, I had adult acne. It wasn't happy when the doctor told me that at the age of 37, I think it was. Not happy to be told that. Always at the chemist, my immune health was shot. The kids were always sick. So my hormone balance was totally not balanced, and that's a huge understatement. I was spiralling downhill, and I would just about 100% declare that if Wendy hadn't come along, I know I wouldn't have got back up. I would have spiraled further downhill. So, saying that, I just kept going on. Everyone, to look at me, pick mum, oh, she's fine, she's an energetic mum, 4 kids, look at her. But, I didn't feel great. And I know what it feels like to not feel great, and I know how good it is to feel fantastic, and that's what the aim is. So you're going to get that tonight. We're going to talk here about hormones. I've already said that hormones are men, women and children. So that will come up in the next few pages. What are hormone disruptors? And then thankfully there's some Modere products that can help. If you're new tonight and this is all new to you, I hope you've all got your note paper and pens. The person that invited you on will definitely be able to help you. So if it's like, you're not sure of anything and you're brand new, that's fantastic. Congratulations to be on the call, and we'll expand on that in a minute. But there is help out there. So we're going to talk all about that and testimonies. I've just said mine, but I'll draw on them a bit along the way and talk about other people. And, we were having a bit of a chat while we were warming up here, getting everybody on, and people were excited because these, Karen and a few of the others, Joe, they've all been on the detox, the complete fat release and detox program. And now they're feeling so fantastic, they're helping others, but also what's happened, and I know a lot of you have come on from there, that's what happens where I'm in a room full of people and I say to people, you usually here because you've found Modere, because you've done the detox and you're feeling fantastic. Now what is next? So that really is what it's about. However, maybe you haven't done the detox and you're looking at it from, what can help you with whatever you're looking at. So we'd love to help you, but most people I'm pretty sure have come on from the detox. If you don't know about it, you better find out. So here's a picture. And if you can, and even me, I'm a nurse, that's great, but midwife, I probably didn't get how much the hormones can affect us. So our hormones are in charge of our body. And if our hormones are not balanced, then there are huge, huge repercussions. So have a look here. Men and women have got the same glands. So where it says estrogen, testosterone, adrenaline, you've all heard of those, and insulin. They're the hormones that we talk about, and they're chemical messengers that do jobs in the body, and they affect your health. And then the hormones are secreted by glands. And again, you would have heard of your thyroid gland, and we're going to cover thyroid tonight and a few other things. But, so many people, I see people here, and you all would catch up with people that in here in the office, I can guarantee you that, I don't know the stats, but 1 in 3 people say I've got thyroid problems and more. So the entire endocrine system, they call it, that works together to control everything. All the hormones are controlled by the endocrine system. Now, gut hormones, you might think, well, how does someone with irritable bowel, how do the hormones affect that? Well, they do. If your gut hormones are not in balance, again, symptoms. So down the bottom you can see that if one or more hormones are slightly imbalanced, it can cause problems, major. So this next page says, again, just to summarise, it's quite good what this says, it just puts you in the picture. This is how your hormones are working right now. So it's 8:30 here, we've had tea, maybe you've had tea, maybe not, you've just finished eating. The endocrine system sends out hormones to get your digestion going, or it works on your bowels, gut. You're feeling stressed, when we do this in a live one, anyone stressed, everyone has their hands up. What happens is the endocrine system sends out hormones to help you, calm you, fight or run, okay? And we'll talk about that. But what happens if something gets into your body and it acts like a hormone, but it's not a hormone? And what they're called are endocrine disruptors. And they can have terrible, terrible effects on the body. Just bear with me, I'm just going to mute whoever's not muted. Okay, that's a better reception, beautiful. Okay, and so really, I just want everybody, I hope you, this is probably the crux of it here. Whatever's going on with people, just say you're here to find out some info for you or friends, whatever it is, really we're talking about one and the same thing, our hormones need to be balanced. And then we can certainly fine-tune it as we go along. So that'll make sense as we go along. So what happens if something gets into your body that's not a hormone? Suddenly what happens, your body senses an imbalance. And sometimes it thinks it needs to make more hormones, but now there's too many. Or because of this imposter or the hormone disruptor, it doesn't make enough. So that's when we say, in real medical language, your chemicals in your body are out of whack. Or we have hormones that are not balanced, and we want to balance them naturally. So here's some signs and symptoms of hormones. So, when I read these out, I look back and see me 12 years ago, and I can just about say, I hit a lot of these symptoms and signs. So, and if you have a look down, people are sort of nodding their heads right now, I know, because I know a few people on the call and I know what you want to know, but lots of people are fatigued, anxiety, depression. Depression is very, very common. I just about can say anxiety is just as common. Immune system, so everything you see here is linked to hormone imbalances. Of course, infertility, irregular periods, digestive issues, weight gain or weight loss, so we're going to talk about that later as well. And the men or children, of course, there's behavioural problems. How does hormones help that? Well, if their little hormones are balanced, the behaviour sorts itself out. And then men, you've all heard of prostate cancer and, of course, fertility with their semen and sperm count. So, that's just some signs. There's lots more. I've just put the common ones there. All right, so just to sort of set the scene, this beautiful little baby, we all in the live groups, we all go, do you reckon it's a boy or a girl? The votes are a boy. But this little boy is wanting to know, what are these hormone disruptors? Who are they? What's doing this to the world? So if you can see there's 4, parabens, phthalates, or phthalates, how do you say it, you'd like to say, FLSC, floral sulfate, and dioxin. Okay, so what they are, that's 4 hormone disruptors. There's a lot more out there, and I'll touch base again on that in a minute. But I was, again, debating with Wendy 12 years ago, and I looked at my shampoos and said, I don't have SLS in it, it says SLS free. That's just one of them. There's another 3,000 that could have been in it, and there was. So I just didn't realise. These are the common ones, and that's what gets into our body and basically mucks up our hormones. And these can be found, and a lot of you will already know this, but they're in our personal care products that I used to use, they're in cleaners, and they're in perfumes. And we have this great debate whenever interest come up. We could talk a whole hour on perfumes. I'm not going to. Do it yourself. They go, what do you mean I can't wear perfume? Perfumes are nasty stuff. If there's a safe one out there, I'd like to wear it, but we've also got safe stuff here, of course. We mightn't probably get to it tonight. You just need to take a note and ask the person who invited you here, what do you mean by safe perfume? The perfumes are nasty stuff. So that's just some, let me go to the next page. Here's parabens, right? I've just picked one. This is just to bring it home what we used to put on ourselves, okay? Parabens are preservatives, and they're found in lipsticks. That's what keeps a lipstick like it is for a while. Lotions and creams, they preserve it, right? And that's what the companies use. You can see there, up to 90% of companies use parabens to preserve in the makeup. And what happens with those lovely parabens is they disrupt the endocrine system. So we talked about that before. The endocrine system sends out your hormones. So basically it's knocking out our hormones. And it can reduce, you can see their sperm count in males. And where it says breast cancer, this is not to, I always make a note, it's not to say this is going to cure anything. I've got a note there later. But, they have done, you can go and look it up yourself, there's studies done on the tumours, and whether it's breast cancer tumours or not, when they open up these tumours, there's parabens in them. So, I like Googling things, and that came from a talk from the Anti-Cancer Council. But what happens is those parabens penetrate the skin really easily, and, you're in the shower in the morning, your skin's nice and fresh, and all the pores are open, it goes straight into your skin. So, and then it floats around your bloodstream, and it builds up over time. And here's a bit of credibility. The European Commission says that they are huge, category 1, and they hugely interfere with our hormone function. All right, so this is just a little reminder that if you've got a little baby in the room, or if a 99-year-old lady walked into my room right now, we are all run by hormones, and we want them balanced. But the good news is we can be in charge. I decided 12 years ago that I'm in charge of what I put on me and on my children. So we have choices, and we can control. We can't go and change the world totally and say, stop driving the cars with pollution and all the stuff that's out there. However, you can be in charge of you and your family. And here's another little lovely little list, I guess. You can find it online. It's, you know, I used to say, and if this is you, this is a great answer, best I can think of, what's in these shampoos? Oh my goodness, is this a safe one? Really, it's not it's what's not in it. And here, you know, if you really want to have a look, there's a huge list of what's not in it. And you can see there you don't want them in your personal care products because it takes 26 seconds to enter the bloodstream. So what can we do about it? We need to eliminate the toxic chemicals in the kitchen and bathroom, and it says there beauty as well, and a lot more. That's just a start. So if we're in the room again, we have 30 people and they're all got to confess up, you know, we have a think about this, because some people say, well, I don't use much. Well, have a little look at this. Who cleans their teeth? I'm presuming most of us. Deodorant, who shaves, who washes their hair, and the list goes on. You can see that, you know, we would use most of these, maybe not all of them, okay? Down the bottom, people usually don't answer that one. Who cleans their home? Not everybody. They might go, but, you know, we're joking. We do all of this, don't we? We wash our hands all the time. We put a lot of stuff on us. And when we did this talk in Melbourne, I think it was, a few years ago, we put this up on the big screen just in case any of the men were falling asleep so that they would wake up, because this lady, again, is just basically saying the same as the screen before, but who puts all these things on themselves? This is a lady. So there's lots of stats about how much we put on ourselves, but I just thought, you know, lipstick, eyeshadow, shampoo, deodorant, we've got the teenagers with the fake hands, all of these are the nasty chemicals going on. Thankfully, there is Modere to the rescue. And, you know, I've been using the products for 12 years. Pauline's been using them, let me say, over 20 years, I'll say. So, you know, there's a lot of experts here on the call. And so we're very grateful that Modere have got products that you can see there, personal care, nutritional, household, that help with our well-being and minimise our exposure to these harmful ingredients. And that's exactly what we want, because we don't want them mucking up our hormones. And most of you would know this, so there's none of what you see there. There's none of those nasty hormones. So there's 7 there, right? No SLS, no DEA, SLH, and so on. That's great if you hear all those common ones. Modere avoids 3,000, nearly 3,000 nasty, potential harmful ingredients. So that's pretty big. So this is just touching on some of the, what we call, you know, we want to live clean. And so what we're putting on us, again, I say this all the time, you'll be sick of it, but I hope it gets the message. We don't want to put these toxic chemicals on us. And we don't want to disrupt our hormones. So Modere, of course, have safe products. So you can see there's home care, there's personal care, there's skin care. And this is where I started. So used to work with a lady who would say, you know, we're going to get to the vitamins in a minute. Great, take the vitamins, but get rid of the toxins going on you bit by bit, swap over your home. And most of you I know would probably have been introduced to the detox, so therefore you've started on the skin care and personal care, and I know a lot of you know about it, so that's fantastic. So we don't want to be disrupting our hormones. And again, we're excited. You know we love our makeup, and we've got some Modere cosmetics, and that's just a few little pretty pictures. You want to try it, but you know, I love my skincare, I love my makeup. My daughters, I've got 2 girls, I don't want them putting stuff on their face, and you know, it's on me 24/7, not my makeup, but I wear makeup. So potentially harmful ingredients that are not mucking up our hormones. Here's a nice overall view of what Modere has. So you want to connect to the person that you have invited you here, if you're new, and you know, work with them with where you would swap. So I hope that was brief, but there's a lot to cover. So we talk about getting rid of the nasty chemicals that are going into your bloodstream and that can act as an imposter and muck up your hormones. So let's just say you've got that now, you've worked that out. Well, now we're going to talk about some health products that can help you with symptoms or help balance your hormones, help you feel good. People say I need energy. That's true, but the reason why you need energy is, you know, me back 12 years ago, I needed energy big time. Why? I was tired. Why? Because my hormones were not balanced. So here's some health products we're going to talk about that can help you. These are all, we're not allowed to prescribe. I'm not acting as a nurse here. We're acting from all the amazing results. And you could hear, if you're on at the start of the call, all the people that are excited with people that they're helping all over the world with Modere. So this little baby, I have to put babies in on midwife. So there's a lot of supplements. I always say that you will pick up on where you need to pick up. So just write down, what stands out to you. You may have already started on some products and, now you're going to learn about what else can help with what, basically. But this is literally, so I started 12 years ago and I didn't start with no detox back then and weight loss program. I started here. And these 3 products that you see there, the health collection, the mineral drink, the antioxidant and the multivitamin, I haven't ever gone off. And after 2 weeks, I felt fantastic. And then I just felt better and better and better and better. And I started on a few more products. But this is what we call our core products. So, no matter what's going on, it doesn't matter, what area is in balance with people, this is a great start. And the person, again, will help you out who is invited you here. Vitamin D acts like a hormone. And when I used to work in when ladies became first appointment, when they're pregnant, the antenatal clinic, they come in, they get checked, we go through all their blood results. Oh my goodness, the number of people with low vitamin D. Get your vitamin D levels checked if you haven't, folks, because vitamin D leads to many things, and depression included. So many people, it's the one that comes from the sun. You've got to sit in the sun and get your vitamin D. It's short acting, so therefore you need to supplement. So, and it's also got great calcium in it. So these are nice core products. Now, this is really interesting, krill. And this is where men and women love this. My husband loves his krill. If I run out, I could be in trouble. Not really. But, the bottom line is this is not your ordinary krill, but hormones need essential fatty acids to be built. They're the building blocks for hormone production. So consider, if you're not on krill, perhaps, adding this. And again, the men love this. It's fantastic for their heart health, testosterone, and so on. So, great product. So, just bear with me. I'm just checking to see everyone can hear. Everything's good. All right, good. If anyone needs me, Sharon or Jill, just text me if there's anything, because I can't see the questions. Now, this picture here, it's funny, but it's not. It's meant to, if you have a look at all the symptoms, this lady says, I'm fine, I hate you, I love you, I want ice cream, come here, go away and get the oranges now. It's funny, but it's not. But the signs and symptoms of estrogen dominance is, as we're in our 30s and 40s and 50s, we have different levels of estrogen, and therefore it affects all of us, and more so as you get older. But look at all the symptoms there. And people can pick maybe one, I'm sure, but just about everyone here, the 40 people that are on, actually there's 45, have got perhaps something here, or maybe you have, or maybe you know someone, and I can guarantee you I could have ticked off a lot of these problems here. So we don't need to have it. People think it's normal, and it's not. So thank goodness for, again, you can find, so let's just say you're brand new and you think, well, where do I start? Again, just take all this in, listen to it, and then you can connect back. If you've done the detox and you think, oh, well, I feel good, I want to keep feeling good, this is another area that you think, well, I think I need this. Balancing Collection 1 is for women, transitional, pre-transitional, so breastfeeding and pregnancy, and women who have their period. There's a trio, so I'll touch base on that. And then if you're heading to menopause, you're transitioning, you don't have your period, you've got Balancing Collection 2. So you'll see on the TV ads for perfect for breastfeeding and pregnancy. And we only know those because they're advertised. This, if I had this when I had my babies, the essentials and the balancing cream, oh my goodness me, I was always tired. And beautiful products. So they've got your folate, they're perfect for that age. And then you head to transitions and the menopause time, and this does exactly what it says again. You're phasing out. Your ovaries aren't needed to do their job anymore, so we have some different ingredients. I just want to expand on, so there's balancing cream in both, there's balance in one, there's transitions in the other, and then there's the multivitamins for women in both as well. So let's just go to this. So everybody knows, and probably have heard the talk maybe, but the balancing cream is my favourite. That is just about, like, I would not walk out the door without the balancing cream. It's a must for every female, and I do know that men use it, so we can hear on that a bit later, but men use this as well. And you can see what's in it, but it is a wonderful, wonderful product, and menopausal and pre-menopausal as well. So this is something in both collections. Beautiful. When I used this, I first used it, Wendy said very tactfully, you know, pop this on your tummy. So I did. I said, what's it for? She said, oh, you know, you'll just feel nice with it. She probably would have really wanted to say, you're very hormonal, can you need it? But she didn't say that. And then 2 weeks later, I looked on the back of the label, and Richard was over in the corner. I said, this says nervous tension, stress and mild anxiety. Really? That's not me. And he just sort of looked over and probably thought, well, have you got a whole bucket? However, it is a beautiful product. So everyone, any age, from about the age of, I don't know, 12, 14, right through. And a lady yesterday said, well, I'm 75, I don't need it. She's alive. She needs this balancing cream. She's got her hormones happening. So, very Tracy Tree Wild Yam, beautiful product. And now here's what's called Transitions, one of the products from Balancing Section 2 for menopause. And transition is exactly what it says. You're transitioning into the menopause. So you're losing your period, and really, really good product. And again, you know, mood swings. It's got the black cohosh. It's got lots of lovely products perfectly designed for that era. And you saw before the symptoms, the people who have hot flushes, you would hear lots of testimonies, I'm sure, on here of, you know, hot flushes don't come now, or the symptoms of transition, menopause don't come. Okay, so this next part is important as well, and I love this. I thought this was really informative. So we need to lose excess body fat, because excess body fat, again, mucks up our hormones. And you can read there that traditional Chinese medicine explains that menopause symptoms are caused by blocked liver and our kidney qi, and it makes sense. So therefore, this liver, our liver, and this is men and women too, because the liver acts as a filter and it helps screen out, it basically gets rid of the harmful toxins in our body. And so when your liver, if you read the last part, when the liver's got to work hard to eliminate all those toxins, then the liver's capacity to clean up the blood as estrogen is compromised. So therefore, the estrogen, again, go back to the symptoms, we can be estrogen dominant. We don't want that, because it causes increased fat. And people say, you hear lots of people who, when I start off with detox, I've got this roll here in my tummy, and it just happened when I turned 50. And that's menopause, they say. Well, you know, that's true, and this is why. So thankfully, we have an amazing program, and this is not about the detox right now. I just wanted to bring to your attention that, you know, if you haven't entered the Complete Fat Release and Detox program, then maybe you would like to consider it. And sorry, I'm just getting a text here. And I'm pretty sure that the people on here all know about it, because I can hear you all cheering now for this Complete Fat Release and Detox program. And Pauline, who introduced us, is our helpful, very guru of our program, and she's amazing. So she's put the book together that you saw, that you all use, and the CD. So that, if you don't know Pauline, I just thought I'd let you know that that's who Pauline is. So very grateful to Pauline for putting this together with some professionals as well. So I see there, release kilos, balance our hormones. So it's all related. Of course it does. And people come back feeling, if you go back to those pages, they drop 7 kilos or whatever they lose, men and women, and they go, wow, this is gone, that's gone. And you don't go, well, there you go, your hormones are being balanced now and you don't have hormone disruptors. That's not what we say, but that's what's happening, isn't it? So I know you all get that, but when you think about it, I look back and I used to have, I didn't really sort of think about this until someone was talking about it, but I went through a bit of vertigo and I had a few, what you should call it, a bit of anxiety or panic attacks almost for about 6 months. And I thought, goodness me, what's happening? And this is before the detox. I did the fat release and detox program. Oh my goodness, went. And that would have been a hormone imbalance of whatever, don't know. I just know I felt better, but, our hormones change as we go along. Feel much better after the detox program. So we did call this a hormone health and gut health talk. So here's where we talk about the gut. Now, if your gut is out of whack again, because the hormones are out of whack, then your whole body can be affected. Your gut starts from when you eat, goes right through, not just your bowel, but everything's affected. Your liver, it's all part of your digestive system. But a lot of people have what they call gut problems, and the very, very common ones, gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, cravings, like that, they're huge. Irritable bowel, Crohn's, they're all the symptoms, and yes, you call them the conditions, but we can sort them out again, and I know I've said it enough, when we balance our hormones. Now, I hope you're all cheering here when you see this beautiful box of probiotics. So the Modere probiotic is, again, one up there in my top 5, top 10, whatever. And so basically, you probably all know about this, but if you're not sure about a probiotic, I used to take other probiotics. This, we're allowed to say by the doctor that made it, the scientist, is one of the strongest in the world, if not the strongest. He designed it for him and his mother. He had irritable bowel, so did she. Absolute, was trialled for 5 years. My husband said, I don't need a probiotic. Why do I need a probiotic? Well, has he had pesticides in his life? Probably, because he eats fruit and veggies. Is there stress in his life? Yes. Maybe he's been on medication, preservatives, additives, alcohol, fluoride, chloride. If you've had any of those and you just think, oh, well, I'll do it because it's a good thing, that's the type of reason why you go on the probiotic. If you have other symptoms, then of course you definitely know you'll need it. But everybody needs a probiotic is what I'm trying to say. So this one has got pre and probiotics. And the bottom line is, we all know that this product works. It's brilliant. And I can tell you again, testimonies probably of people on here that are probably chomping at the bit to talk about their irritable bowel and how basically they'll always have irritable bowel, but their symptoms are gone. So if that's you, then, again, speak to the person who invited you here. And here's some more supplements for the gut. So we talked about the probiotic, digestive enzymes, and for those that didn't know, it's back on today. Very, very, very beautiful formula. Aloe vera, lovely and calming for any inflammatory conditions in the gut, fibre and stress health. So let me just touch on those. Digestive enzymes, they're stats. I used to know them off by heart, but when you eat protein, so just say you've had steak or you've had some fish, that's a protein. There's a hormone, there's a digestive enzyme that chews up and works on your steak. There's one for carbs, there's one for fruit. So there's all digestive enzymes that come, supposedly, from our body from the moment we put the food in our mouth, right down all the way through. These digestive enzymes are coming out everywhere. And remember, the hormones control those digestive enzymes. They say, send out some enzymes now, there's food coming in, whatever it says to itself. So apparently 70 to 80% of us in the world don't have proper functioning digestive enzymes. So this might be something else you need. If you don't have a gallbladder, you definitely need it. Aloe vera, I've touched on. Fibre, oh gosh, I could talk for half an hour on fibre. So this fibre has got probiotics in it, it's got psyllium. Again, you can talk on, you can't say, if you go and do the stats, have a look at stats. Unfortunately, in 2015, there was nearly 20,000 cases of breast cancer. In 2015, there were also nearly 20,000, give or take 200, cases of new diagnosed bowel cancer, right? So gut health is so important. Again, we're not saying we prevent anything, but if you could look after ourselves and give, this fibre gives your bowel a very clean sweep, is what I'm saying. Very good product, and I've already talked about the probiotic. Why have I spoken about, why have I put stress health here? Because your gut and your brain are interlinked. You can look it up. You're on stress health. If your gut is out of whack, so is your feelings of mood, stress, anxiety, depression. So stress health is a super, super, super product as well. I know there's someone here on the call, you know, Ashley puts everyone on stress health. People think, oh, I'm not stressed. If you looked at the guy that came in today, you'd talk to him pretty chilled out. But what's going on in his life, you know? So he told me, I'll absolutely get me that stress health. So, you know, I recommend stress health to a lot of people, most people. All right, well, we're looking after the men here, so really this is all related to men and women, as you can tell. But I've just picked some because when we're in the room, we say we like to look after the guys, and they're important as well. So prostate health, there's actually a product from Modere called prostate health. And you've all heard prostate enlargement, prostate cancer, all the rest of it. It looks after the men's prostate gland. Multivitamin, they love their multivitamin. Good one to get for men particularly is adult multivitamin with botanicals, because it doesn't have as much iron in it, you don't need it. But, you know, they're both good. They love the krill. I've talked about the fibre. The probiotics is a must for everybody, men and women. Maybe you're looking at digestive enzymes, liver health and stress health. You know, you don't have to be on all of those, but you might just go, that's standing out to me right now, or for my husband, you know. So there was a talk we did, our very first hormone health talk in Melbourne. A lady sat right at the front of the room, and she was asking all these questions about what could her husband be on, and I didn't know her husband's story. And, you know, it turned out her husband had, you know, was stressed. He had heart health issues. So, and then, you know, 2 months later, he was feeling so much better, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but krill helped him. The fibre helped him, energy and digestive enzymes. So, you know, and he's on the stress health. So we are here for men and women as well, because men's hormones control their body as well, and they need to be balanced. Now here's the little beautiful children. And again, I know you've all got the message, and we're basically nearly finished here, so I hope you've got some questions. And I did see someone has texted me talking about a question, so maybe you can type that in, Jill. We'll get to that at the end. So, a lot of questions, a testimony, so that would be fantastic, whoever has that testimony. But kids health, so I always say kids are easier because they're littler bodies, so we can get on top of it a bit quicker. So I do hope you've got the message that we need to get rid of the toxins. So they're pretty easy to get rid of for kiddies. There's not much, you know, they don't use what we use usually. And then this is literally where we started with our kids 12 years ago. We got them on the multivitamin, they were little, depending what age your kids are. Then the mineral drink is a must. And then give or take whatever you are thinking your kids need, but the krill's brilliant for, like we see a lot of people with behavioural challenges, kids, or the mums come for their kids. The krill's great for their brain function, and, you know, that helps with the behaviour as well. The probiotics, if you have kiddies that, like we thought you know, I say here's one end, here's your left hand, here's your right hand. Our kids were, you know, ratty kids. I thought that was normal. Up the other end on our right hand, and in the middle, kids' behavioural challenges, depending on what's happening, you know. I'm not going to cover it all. But again, if you've got kids on the spectrum with, you know, autism, Asperger's, go Google about their gut, and you'll find that gut health is a huge factor. And so you need to get your kids on the probiotics. Now, if you need tips to get any kids to take anything here, you're talking to Nurse Ratchet here, just call me, I'll help you out. You can get your kid to take anything, okay? So if your kid was sick, you'd get it to take. You'd get your child to take that tablet. So there's lots and lots of ways to help your kiddie take some tablets. And, you know, call me a bad mama, but I had to pay my kids, took the videos off and whatever they were watching back then, or I was known to draw it up in a little syringe, you know, the Panadol syringe that I have with some water, and give them no choice but to swallow it. But anyway, that's just me. But sooner or later, these kids start feeling good. They know they feel good. They're asking for it. They'll go take it themselves. And I know there's a lot of you on here that are already along that way. But, you know, the kids want to feel good too, and you want to have your kids feeling good, not getting sick. We used to be at the chemist all the time, not just about being sick. You might say, my kids don't get sick. You want your kids optimum health. And there's another, you know, whole presentation coming up on kids' health. I'll save that for the superstar there who's going to do that one. Okay, so there's a lot of questions we've had about, you know, again, we can't say specifically every person's different, but thyroid, polycystic ovarian syndrome, so common. And everyone's got different symptoms, and just say the polycystic is what these symptoms here are. Actually, I'll just put thyroid there as well, but this is the symptoms there are similar. However, you can read them, and there's more symptoms than that, but they are up by 30% 3 years ago, the stats on polycystic, and then it leads to all these problems with the poor women, you know. So I've put here Mexican wild yam. So that's just, you know, something that you could look at in addition to your core products or whatever you choose to go on. The other product I wanted to really talk about is well-being. And again, I was, you know, you learn when you do this, and I probably knew this 10 years ago, but I just take it and I don't sort of look into it. I just know it works, you know, get it down. However, before this, I was having a look at it. Now, if you look up any of the ingredients, which Australorhynchus membranaceus is part of well-being, and it's a herb that lowers cortisol. So we don't want our cortisol levels going crazy, because that's a stress hormone, and then that leads to adrenal problems, and that leads to all these other problems. So if you're not on well-being and you think, well, I probably should be, I would add I think probably everyone should be on well-being, because I know that you're ticking off all the boxes there with stress and what's been going on in people's lives. Maybe they've been sick. It's a beautiful product. It's an anti-inflammatory. It regulates now, potentially, it's got there, no claims, but any illnesses related to diabetes. Oh my goodness, when I was looking up the information here, I could have written 12 pages. But we want to get off here by midnight. I'll have you off by 11. That's a joke. All right, so well-being, you want to consider that. And have a look what else is in well-being. It's got this wonderful herb. Again, it benefits the thyroid and adrenals. So I've sort of got well-being and wild yamming together. Have a look at it. You decide for yourself. Most people, you're all on here because you're interested in your health and someone else's health, maybe. You'll know what you need, you know. So, but this is a really, really good product, and you can see what else it does there. Anxiety, depression, stress, stamina, endurance. Everyone's on that. Needs to be on it. Because I can hear you all saying, yes, that's me. Okay, I've thrown in some things here. I've nearly done my half hour of time. Sleep. This is quite big. If you're not sleeping, if you're not getting to bed at a good time, the hormones are not in balance either. So you can be in charge of that one as well. But if you're not sleeping, the body, while you're sleeping, you're getting rid of toxins, you recharge your mind, we know that, but your hormones are being created. And this is something I learned not long ago. And so if you skimp on sleep, even for, if you skimp on sleep even for a night, what this is saying is it has an effect on the hormones, and it can create the effect of a pre-diabetic. It's not saying it causes it, but inside your body, it's giving you the effect of what a pre-diabetic looks like, just for mucking up our sleep, because it's mucking up our hormones. I just thought I'd throw that in. And we did a talk, so people wanted to know about how we can help with sleep and stress. And if you wanted to write these down, we've got aromatherapy for stress and sleep, bubble baths, you know, this is kids' health as well, men, women, children, stress health, we've already said that. Look at how much caffeine you're having. That's some little tips for sleep and stress, because you want your hormones nice and balanced. Okay, so where do we start? I know that there's a lot of products there that we've spoken about. I know that you're all, you're here for what you're interested in. Something will stand out to you, so please don't be confused. I hope you're not. I just want everybody to know that we don't want hormone disruptors on us. So therefore we're going to, use the bathroom products, and that's easy. That's a no-brainer. Then we can add some products, supplements to help our hormones with whatever's going on. And I've just chosen some common ones: the balancing cream, the multivitamin, mineral drinks. You're not going to go off your mineral drinks. And then speak to, down the bottom, specifics for women and men's health. Don't forget, give it 6 to 12 weeks. You're not going to, doctors don't say, choosing a bad example, but, blood pressure tablet, they don't say come back tomorrow and we'll check your blood pressure. They say come back in 6 to 12 weeks and we'll check your levels, right? Sometimes that, doctors, of course, this is not taking the place of your doctors, by the way, none of this. So reassess it, and your contact person will definitely know, how to fine-tune you. They'll know the tips of the trade. Now, just in case, and we have lots of new people when we do this at our info sessions, people are like, oh, how do I get the products and all the rest of it? Don't forget to download the app, make your life easier. We're talking about Modere Australia here, so make sure it's www.modere.com.au. You need a promo code, so I know some of you, don't know all of you. If there's some new invited guests here tonight, which I know there are, then hook up to the person who put you on here and use their promo code. You should get $10 off your first order. So that little love heart is jumping on the screen. It's pretty clever, isn't it, for me doing that? Sometimes people want to talk a little bit more about, how to share the love. Someone yesterday said, don't skim over this page, so I'm not, but they wanted their products for free. They shared with some friends and they went, what do you mean $300? That's helpful. So, connect with the person, because people are telling people about this left, right and centre, and then they go, what's this little check for? And, if you can even win a trip to Bali if you're interested. So here we go, we've finished, and I'm going to open up the lines in a minute. Please find perhaps where your unmute button is, because if I open up everyone's line, 50 people on the line, it just gets a bit mucked up. But I can go through some questions. But we do need to take charge of our health, balance our hormones. I know you all got the picture. Hopefully you've got the picture that you're going to balance your hormones with some supplements and also keep those nasty hormone disruptors off. So that has finished. Brilliant. And I'm going to open up some lines. All right, so, hello Adam, you're the last message here. So how are you? Yes, you've been, I'm just looking for some questions. So let me just scroll past. Now I had a question just while I'm looking for a question. What was the question? So when women reach menopause, a common symptom, and this is fair income, is urinary cystitis, bladder cystitis, and it feels like a bladder infection. It may or may not be. They go to check out, they come back two weeks later, they've got, hang on, sorry, I'm going to get rid of some messages. They come back 2 weeks later and they've got this irritated bladder again. So that's called cystitis, and it can be linked to menopause because there's changes in the bladder and all the rest of it. So what I would probably recommend to that question who asks is, your core products. I'm sure you know what they are. Add the anti-inflammatory. That's perfect for bladder infections or bladder irritations. The well-being. I hope now that you've seen the well-being that would be something you consider. And we haven't talked about noni, but look up noni. All right, so has anyone got, who's that that's got the test? Gemma, okay. Testimony balancing cream. Oh, good, hello, Gemma. Yes, please, share your testimony.
Yeah, so, well, my daughter's nearly 7. She turned 7 in August. So when she was 9 weeks old, we were on a week's holiday down in Esperance. And she had done a massive dirty nappy, so I went to clean that all out, and what I found, because it went in every orifice possible, was a vaginal fusion. So I'd never seen anything before like that, and I completely panicked. We were leaving the following day, so I got a doctor's appointment, So he had a look at it and he was like, oh, we could try and pull it, but it'd be very painful. For those who might be a bit confused, so the whole vaginal opening was fused together and it looked like a film over top. So you could see that there was a hole, like an opening behind, but it was like it had like a Glad wrap, sort of nearly like a film over top. And anyway, there was like a pinhole at the very top, which her wee could get out, no worries. Anyway, the doctor just said, oh, look, I'll send you off to a specialist, but I would suggest an estrogen cream. So we were using this estrogen cream for probably 12 months, and we could only put a tiny, tiny amount on. We could only use it for up to 5 days, and we had to give it a 5-day break because you couldn't overuse it. All that kind of stuff, which back then for me, I had no idea about Modere. And any natural stuff, I just did what the doctor told me, especially she's my second child. So anyway, we went to the specialist. I said we won't do anything operation or anything like that until she hits puberty, which is 12. So we went on for, 12 to 18 months, and then I stopped using it altogether. It would open, but it would only open about a third. It would then close right up to a pinhole again. We'd use the cream. When we moved to Geraldton 4.5 years ago, and I started using Modere, but I was using the balancing cream for myself. Then by that stage, she was 2.5, nearly 3, and I sort of just, I still wasn't clicking the whole hormonal thing. So then another friend of mine had her daughter, same issue, around the same age, so she actually got another tube of this estrogen cream and gave me a little bit of it. So I was using that again on her. Then I clicked and went, hold on a minute, hormonal cream. So this is 18 months ago now. So it was probably another year that we were up here, year and a half. And so I just went, so I didn't actually rub this balancing cream on the opening or anything like that. I just stuck it on her stomach. A pea size. I put it on every day for 2 weeks, and it opened fully, and it has not closed since. And I will now just pop it on every couple of weeks. She actually has a few like headaches and stuff like that, so I am using it more. But it's balanced. Like I fully believe that's what's happened. She's balanced her hormones.
Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, and that's very interesting. Thank you.
No worries.
Brilliant. I've just got a question here. I've got a few coming in. Hang on. So this helps a lot of people. We're going to be running, we have webinars, and we're doing a big, we'll say worldwide again, webinar here tonight. And helps a lot of people, and there's lots of people with different questions. Maybe you've got kids that you want answers to. Just got a question here about how old do my daughter have to be to start some products for her. She's being nice here, some moods and some pimples and how she's feeling. So, there's ages that it says on the bottle, so just speak to the person, but definitely the balancing cream. You can actually start, like, what's the way of saying it? You can start a little bit earlier if it said but you need to follow the label, but speak to the person who invited you here. They'll clear up the age question, if I can say that. But if she's, what's her symptoms? She's crazy periods, she says, pain. So speak to the person, but who asked you here, but balancing cream, get onto a multivitamin, get onto the mineral drinks. It's not just about the one product. I'm sure, all the kids here just spoke then, your daughter would be on some more products. I know that. She's just excited because the balancing cream is a favourite of all of ours. So I hope that helps, but, then you can add some things. You might choose to add something else with your little daughter's period pains and her mood swings. But again, don't forget the bathroom products if she's not using it. I'm not sure. And Joe, are you there, Joe Keeley? Because if you don't mind, we've got a little minute. I got in trouble from somebody the other night who is a naturopath for not sharing Joe's story. And Joe, we've probably just got a couple of minutes, but could you share your story? And again, Jo she can share what her medical condition was. And I know it's probably, it's not fair to only give you a minute or two, Joe, because it's a huge story, but it'll help a lot of people. And everyone's a little bit different with their symptoms. But do you mind sharing, Joe?
No, that's not a problem. I'll try and keep it quick. So basically 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I have battled that type 2 diabetes ever since. I was actually up to a stage of having 7 tablets in a day plus insulin. Then I hit a trauma and went off every medication. I pretty much stopped living, actually. I was just existing. 8 years later, I'm still battling with my diabetes. So in March, I went to the doctors at 17.6, and I resorted to the fact, just give me the insulin, I'm ready for it again. I'll get over this. I had no energy, mood swings, I was exhausted, like you could not believe exhausted. Anyway, but that was on the Monday. On the Thursday, my partner came back from Kate Nuttall's hair salon with a little leaflet that said, "Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?" And I looked at that leaflet and I almost burst into tears, because that's exactly what I'd been saying to everyone for about 18 months. Anyone who would listen to me, I'd whinge to them. Anyway, we started on the detox. I've completed the detox. I lost 7 kilos. But that's not the amazing thing. The amazing thing is 17.6 on day 1 of fat loading. Not detox, fat loading. The next morning I got up and I haven't gone over a 7. Not doing the detox, the maintenance, and now my just life journey. So that's in a short nutshell of it all. Please me. Yeah.
What was that? Did you what?
Hey, Joe.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Joe. But and that we just heard that somebody shared with Joe, that's Kate, and what a result. I mean, that blows me away, that result. And again, everyone's different situation, but we're hearing this time and time again, of course. But brilliant, brilliant, brilliant story. And, change your life, I know that. So thank you very much. And that's when, our friendly naturopath, we had testimony night, and why didn't I ask you to share it? So now I am, Joe, and go back and tell him. Thank you so much. All right, so I just, so Kate, you've got the answer there, Pauline's answered. We might, it's getting on, folks, so it's gone for an hour, so what do you think, Paul? There's no questions there. Pauline, maybe you might like to finish off, but anyway, thank you everybody for being on. This is awesome. Connected people all over the area. And I know Pauline will get back on in 2 seconds. Unmute yourself, Pauline, if you can. Or I can, I will. And thank you all for your sharing, brilliant stories. And I know, if I look down the line here, I know there's a lot more testimonies here. We could go on again till midnight. There's some fantastic results. Does anyone else want to say anything, actually, before Pauline jumps on? Because I know, and maybe if you don't mind me saying, if we get a rush on, we might just have a few. Okay. All right, Pauline, I think we'll hand over to you.
I just want to say thank you for sharing everything, everybody. It's really helpful, and I really enjoy it.
That's Kate. You're a gem, Kate. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, so Pauline, I'll unmute you. I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted. Isn't that awesome? Hello, everybody. What an absolutely fantastic call. Kim, just a flood of information. And I've got 100% agree with you. It's Susanna here. The Fat Release and Detox program has changed essentially many, over 14,000 people's lives. And the thing to remember, the most important thing to remember, is it gets your body back into balance. So once you get into balance, then you can start looking at what's the underlying, and these hormonal products will keep us feeling on vibe and high and keep us metabolizing really, really well. So thanks for the information. I just wanted to remind everybody the key here is the detox and then clean up the hormones. Thanks, Kim.
Well, I like that, Susanna, yes. And I was just going down the line. I mean, I don't know everybody. There's a couple of anonymouses, so if you haven't put their name in, that's okay. But yeah, absolutely is what's happened. It's, you know, you've been using these products for a long time, so have I. I felt good. Along came the Fat Release and Detox program, and, you know, feeling more amazing again because we have balanced our hormones even more. And I know there's women's health, men's health. There's people that have men here who have had great results as well. So can't mute Pauline. I'll just unmute everybody. So if you're screaming at anybody in the background, Pauline, you should be able to speak when I unmute. Hang on. And then you should be able to just unmute yourself, Pauline, but maybe not. Hang on. Unmuted. So
now I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Hey, just give me 2 seconds. Hang on, someone's got the TV on. Anyway, I'll leave you to finish off, Pauline. I'm sorry. That's better. You there, Pauline? Hello, Pauline. You there, Pauline? She was.
You want me to finish off for you, Kim?
Yeah, that'd be great. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being on, and I'll let Susanna say goodbye to us all. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much, Kim. What a great explanation, like I said. Great explanation on how our hormones function and the products that we need to help our bodies stay on track. So what I'm going to say to you all is get back to the person that actually connected you to the call, and any questions that you need answering or you want to connect to the Fat Release and Detox program and get started, the most important thing is get back to the person that introduced you. And once again, Kim, thanks a huge amount. I'm sure everybody enjoyed it. All right, good night, everybody.
Thanks, Susanna. Pauline, you are unmuted from my end, so you just need to click the unmute button if we can catch you. Okay, well, good night, everybody. Thank you very much. I'm sorry we can't hear you, Pauline. It's just perhaps I have unmuted everybody. Good night, everyone, and I do know that Pauline did want to say that there's going to be, stay tuned, there's going to be another amazing webinar in about a month's time, and that will be Angie doing the children's health. So stay tuned, and I hope you can join us then. So thanks very much for everybody to joining in. Good night. And yes, it was recorded, everybody.